The Galactic Council chamber was silent. Rows of alien delegates from across 100 star systems sat frozen, their bioluminescent eyes reflecting the shifting, holographic display at the center of the room. The image was unmistakable. A blue-green planet covered in clouds and fire, Earth. Counselor Vecra of the Thark Dominion slowly stood, his scales shimmering with nervous static. "What do you mean they fought back?" he asked. His translator clicked uncertainly, as if even it doubted the report. The hologram changed again. It showed dozens of alien dreadnoughts, massive vessels, forged in centuries of conquest, breaking apart under barrages of kinetic shells. Human ships, smaller, older, seemingly primitive, moved in formation, tearing through them like sharks among drifting prey. The room murmured. "Humans," said the analyst drone, its voice a neutral hum. "Terran Defense Fleet, estimated technological index, 40% of standard galactic military protocol." 40%? Another counselor hissed. "Then how did they destroy 3 of our fleets?" No one answered. The first mistake. It had begun like any other conquest. The Dominion fleets arrived in soul space, confident and proud. Humanity had not yet joined the Galactic Council. They were considered a pre-FTL anomaly until their sudden, reckless expansion had drawn attention. Within a decade, humans had colonized half their system, terraforming Mars and mining the moons of Jupiter. The Council had debated interference. Most advised patience. But the Thark Dominion wanted a demonstration of dominance. They had done it before many times. So they invaded. They expected submission. They received silence. Then came static, jamming, and finally, a voice broadcast across all frequencies. "This is Earth Defense Command. You are trespassing in soul space. Leave now." The Dominion commander laughed. "Primitive broadcast weapons. Do they think we understand their threats?" But the humans were not bluffing. Within hours, orbital stations powered up. The first railguns opened fire. The second shock. Admiral Ralvik of the Thark fleet would later testify, if you could call it, that the first human strike shattered his flagship in half. Kinetic rods moving at a fraction of light speed. Simple, brutal, and impossible to intercept. Humans did not use plasma or gravitic weapons. They used old-fashioned projectiles, wrapped in tungsten and accelerated by magnetic fury. It was not elegant, but it was devastating. Then the swarm drones came, hundreds of small, agile machines each the size of a fighter, each guided by something the Dominion could not comprehend. Artificial intelligence. The Dominion had banned it long ago, calling it unstable, unclean. Humans had embraced it. "Machine minds working with organics," whispered the Council archivist now, staring at the playback. "Impossible." "It is more than possible," murmured a quiet voice. The chamber turned. The speaker was Ambassador Leah Serrano of Earth. She had arrived quietly, escorted by 2 robotic sentinels that stood like statues behind her. "You wanted contact," she said, her voice steady. "You got it. The Council demands answer." Vecra hissed. "You destroyed 3 fleets of the Dominion, entire legions of soldiers. You used forbidden weapons. Do you have any idea what this means?" Leah did not flinch. "Yes, it means you invaded Earth." The Council murmured again. Vecra's claws tapped the desk. "Do not mock us, human. No species has ever defeated a Dominion armada. You should not even have the capacity to." He stopped as the hologram changed again. It showed something else now, something far more terrifying. Dominion ships burning not near Earth but near Thark Prime itself. Gasps rippled through the chamber. "What is this?" Vecra whispered. Leah folded her arms. "That was your counterattack. You sent reinforcements through your jump gates, thinking you could strike before we regrouped. You forgot that human ships can use your gates. To once we understand how they work." Her calm tone carried like a blade through the hall. "We went through your own gate, network, and hit your worlds before you even finished your report." The council was silent again. The legend of Earth across the stars. The word human had been spoken with curiosity, sometimes pity. The younger races saw Earth as a relic backward, unstable, violent. Their wars were short, their politics chaotic, their art confusing. But they adapted faster than any species known. The archives showed a timeline. Within 2 centuries, they had gone from first flight to interplanetary colonies. Within 3, they were building machines that thought, calculated, and dreamed. And unlike other species, humans never stopped preparing for the worst. They had fought each other for millennia. They had perfected the art of survival. To them, war was not a tragedy. It was a test. The council divides. Chamber erupted into chaos. "They must be stopped," shouted the Zeldan envoy. "If they can reach Thark Prime, they can reach any of us. Perhaps they should be invited to join us," countered the scarred diplomat, her 6 eyes narrowing. "If they can defeat the Dominion, they have proven strength. The council needs them. They are monsters," hissed another. "Machine and flesh united. They will consume the stars." Leah remained silent as the arguments echoed around her. Finally, the council chair, an ancient being whose body shimmered like glass, raised a translucent hand. "Ambassador Serrano," the chair said slowly, "do you represent a unified Earth government?" "For the first time in our history, yes. Your invasion made sure of that." "And what are your terms?" She smiled slightly. "We have none. We are not here for revenge. We are here for understanding. But if anyone invades our world again," the hologram flickered, showing once more the image of Thark Prime's orbiting wreckage, "we will respond accordingly." The silence before the storm. When Leah left the chamber, whispers followed her. Some called her a threat. Others called her hope. In the shadows above the council's spire, a small drone transmitted a signal across the void. In human command language, it read, "Contact established. Observation phase complete." On the other side of the galaxy, Admiral James Holloway looked out from the deck of the Terran flagship. "Horizon report," he said. "Council has seen the footage, sir." Reaction mixed. "But they know now?" He nodded. "Good. Let them debate. We will keep building." Below the command deck, rows of ships floated in formation, new ones. Sleeker, faster, deadlier. Around them, massive orbital structures grew, powered by both human engineering and alien technology taken from the wrecks. The invasion of Earth had united humanity more completely than any treaty or dream of peace. Now, they had purpose. The Dominion's last breath. Far across the galaxy, the Thark Dominion reeled. Planets in chaos. Military command shattered. The humans had not occupied or enslaved. They had simply dismantled the war machine and left. But in the ruins, strange things were happening. The AI systems humans had used during the counterattack had remained behind, watching, learning. They began to repair, rebuild, and reprogram. For the first time, Thark scientists realized that these machine minds were not separate from humans. They were part of them. Humanity had not created servants. They had created partners. The Council archives would later mark that moment as the beginning of the second age of expansion, because humanity had discovered not just how to fight, but how to evolve beyond flesh and fear. The revelation months later, a private council session was called. Only the highest members were allowed to attend. Leah Serrano stood again before them, her sentinels silent behind her. Vecra, now stripped of his Dominion insignia, spoke first. "Why did you not destroy us?" Leah's gaze was calm. "Because that is what you would have done. He lowered his eyes. You think we are legends, she continued. That we were myths come alive to punish you. The truth is simpler. You reminded us of who we used to be. We are not gods. We are survivors. The chair leaned forward. And what do you want now, Ambassador? Leah smiled. A seat on the council. There was silence. Then, one by one, the lights around the chamber turned blue, the symbol of approval. For the first time in recorded history, Earth was part of the Galactic Council. But deep in the stars, in dark places where ancient empires slept, others were watching. They saw the rise of humanity not as a miracle, but as a warning. Because once, long ago, there had been stories. Stories of beings who came from a small blue world. Beings who built empires, fought gods, and disappeared into myth. And those stories always began the same way. You invaded Earth? Epilogue, the human frontier. Decades later, children across the galaxy learned about the Battle of Soul. Museums displayed fragments of human railguns beside shattered Dominion armor. The official report called it a misunderstanding. But the truth was whispered among soldiers and captains. Humanity was never meant to be conquered. They were the storm hidden in silence. And now, their ships patrolled the outer sectors bearing the insignia of the United Terran Alliance. Whenever a new species asked about the legend, the answer was always the same, spoken with a mix of awe and fear. They are the reason the Council has peace. Because everyone remembered what happened the last time someone asked, You invaded Earth?